Hello guys, my name is Ashley and this is Cacique Creations. Thank you for joining me today. So I will be making a Christmas tree soap. So this is actually going to be an embedded Christmas tree. In the very center of the soap, it'll kind of be very similar to my Halloween soap that had the embedded pumpkin on it. So we're going to have these really cute, look how thick they are, embeds, Christmas tree embeds, and I'm going to place them right in the middle of the cutting area. That way, when you cut through it, it'll be right on the edge of the soap. And they're going to be topped with little Christmas ornaments and, of course, glitter. These will be frosting soap. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First, to get this color, which is what I think of Christmas color to be, I used 3 colors. I used a mixture of a little bit of Green Vibrance Mica from Nurture, and then Apple Moss Green and Kermit Green Mica from Brambleberry. I did pretty much 2 parts the Apple Moss, 1 part Kermit Green, and 1 part Green Vibrance to get that. And then the rest of the soap is going to be a mixture of white with titanium dioxide and this Valentine red from TKB. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I have split off about 17 ounces of soap. That's going to be the red, and this is going to be the white. This is going to be half, so 17 ounces to mix in, and also it's going to be for the frosting. So I'm just going to separate it later. I'm going to add all the colorant, and then I'm going to separate it later. Perfect. And then we're gonna do the red. I'm really hoping this turns out like Christmassy red, so we'll see. Okay, so we have our 17 ounces of red, and I'm gonna pour off 17 ounces of white. I wanted to be as close as possible, which is why I used the scale. And that is some very white soap. So I first weighed my embeds. They weighed about 15 ounces. This is if you have the 10-inch wide mold from Brambleberry, this holds about 50 ounces of soap. So I have about 35 ounces worth of the red and the white. The rest is going to be for the frosting. So I'm going to mix them in like regular soap, and it's probably going to come around close to halfway. And then I'm going to insert the embeds, shake, and then we're just kind of top it off with the frosting once that sets. So I'm going to go ahead and mix in the fragrance. And I do have some vanilla color stabilizer for the white because I do want it to stay nice and white. And then the rest of the fragrance in the red. The very Christmassy scented, very, very Christmassy scents. So, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will come back and bring you guys back for the pouring process. Okay, so we'll start pouring now. The red is starting to kind of harden up. I may end up doing a hanger swirl through just because I don't want it to look ploppy. And I have a feeling that's how it looks right now. Well, I couldn't find my hanger swirl, probably because my son likes to play with it. He'll be 2 next week, and I'm freaking out about that. So I'm just going to grab 2 sticks and kind of just swirl it around, make sure it's not ploppy looking. Not too much, I don't want to turn it pink. But just enough to give it some contrast and all. And now we will start inserting our Christmas trees. So again, look how nice and thick they are. I got this from Amazon actually. And so I'm just going to put it right in the middle and all the way down. Well, some aren't so thick because I didn't fill them up all the way. But I want to make sure there's definitely separation between them. And that they are going to be right through the cutting area. So I want to make sure every soap has a tree. And see how the soap is rising? So it'll end up completely filling our mold here. So now we grab a spatula. Gonna move it, make sure there's enough space. And that's okay if it covers up, because again, we're gonna have that, oh, we kind of skipped one, didn't we? So I need a thin one, here we go. You, sir, are going to go right here. And our last one, right here. And now just kind of straighten them out, make sure they're not crooked, make sure they're all kind of the same, facing the same direction, and they're all together. Because obviously there's going to be 2 halves, or 2 little Christmas trees in each soap, because they're each going to get 1 half. Alright guys, so we are back and I'm ready to pipe. It's still a little runny, but we're just going to have to go with it because I'm running out of time because I got to go pick up little booger butt soon. So I'm just going to have to be very careful and just try to not, try to control the runniness. So while I was waiting for the piping to set up, I was watching, I had some pizza for breakfast. That's how I keep my, I still look like I'm 6 months pregnant look, my fabulous look, yeah. That's how I keep that going. And also I was watching Stranger Things, which I am so hooked on right now. And I'm just upset at how short all of the seasons are. Like, Netflix has this bad habit of making like 8 episodes in a season. I'm like, no, that's not a season. That's like a preview. And I really need you to get it together and put more seasons, more episodes per season. But yes, but yes, so I'm just like really into it right now. And this is just so runny. But I'm already on episode 8 of season 2. And as you may know, there's only 9 episodes in season 2. So I am just like so upset that it's like almost over. And I feel like I just started watching it. So this is just a runny mess. So we're going to go with it. And I may just do like some squiggles or something, because this is a little messy for me. I probably should have waited, but like I said, it was just really runny. Like, it did not want to harden up at all. But we'll fix it and make it pretty, don't worry. I'll add some piping turned to green. I had put some mica drippings on the bag, so you know, so that whenever it pipes, it comes out with the little edges of green. I wanted it to be green and white, but this obviously just turned into big mush, big mushy piping. So we're just gonna go with it. And now my perfectly white piping turned to green, but that's okay, because as most of you may know, sometimes soaping doesn't go as the way that you want it to, and that's perfectly okay, because it still makes it art. It's still artistic. It still hopefully turns out great. Hopefully this just does not completely just go crazy. So yeah, it is so mushy. As long as in the end it turns out, you know, close to what you had in mind, that's all good. Because sometimes it doesn't always happen that way. Especially with soap. Soap sometimes have a mind of its own, especially if you don't necessarily always have the time that it wants to have. Sometimes it wants to take its time, and sometimes you just don't have it. So now it is time for some sparkliness. And I have some fine iridescent glitter and snowflake sparkle. I think I'm going to do snowflake sparkle makeup first. I feel like it's snowing over here. And then just a wee bit of fine iridescent glitter. All right. I think that's pretty close to perfect as it's gonna get. Obviously not the ideal situation that I wanted to happen with the piping. But, you know, I'm a mom first, and I need to just make sure I go get my booger in time. So I still think it's going to be pretty. I'm very excited to see what the inside's going to look like when we cut through the trees. So we will come back tomorrow in around 24 hours and see how it turns out. All right, see you guys tomorrow for the cutting. Welcome back, guys. It's been about 24 hours, close to it. So we are ready for the cutting. Sorry about my voice. I just seem to be getting worse instead of better. Yeah, what he said. And so I actually had to finish cutting these with a knife. Sorry for the mess. I'm just trying to let you guys see. Joey. No, sir. What is it? But this is how they turned out. This is exactly what I envisioned them to be. I love the red, and this is just perfect for me. So, again, if you're going to use embeds that are this big of mountain board, do not use your wire cutters. Just cut them with a regular old knife or whatever else you have. So you have it, guys. Christmas tree. Hope you guys enjoyed. By the way, they smell amazing. Just like Christmas. Merry Christmas, y'all.